welcome to week 29 of the Real DVD Watchers. As always, here on Wednesdays, it's me. So Fergus kind of took the movie that I was going to review. Asshole. So instead I chose something that I kind of wanted to review for a while too. The movie that I chose to review today is something that I feel is one of the few movies that makes you feel good afterwards. You know, it kind of makes you feel that humanity as a whole can achieve good and can do good at times, rather than, you know, most things that we set out to destroy, especially in today's day and age. But that movie in question is a foreign film by one of my favorite directors, Takashi Miike. It is Visitor Q, which is this brilliantly portrayed movie about this family who is just so disconnected from themselves that the dad has sex with the daughter. The mother is a heroin addict prostitute who gets beat up by her son. The son clearly beats up on the mother and also gets bullied at school. The daughter is a whore. And so one day after the father has sex with the daughter, he gets hit in the head by a rock by this really strange guy. The strange guy in question is called the Visitor, or Q. I tend to call him Q. So anyways, Q comes over one night after he smashes the dad's head in with a rock, and he just observes his family's lifestyle and how they're all just so disconnected from each other, and how the dad really wants to do good at his job, so he decides to film his son being bullied. And just there's these great scenes where the bullies are attacking the house, and the dad picks up the video camera and just starts screaming, "Oh my God, look! The big tough bullies are here! I get it on tape! My son doesn't know what to do! This is my wife! She made a delicious dinner!" But, like, it's just so weird because they're just so disconnected from each other, and Q helps them realize who they are, because there's this one scene, probably the most beautiful scene in the whole entire movie, where Q brings back the mother into the daughter's room, because the daughter doesn't live with them anymore, and he just shows her a picture of her daughter, and she feels so sad, she doesn't know what to do, so Q holds her for a minute, and then he takes off her shirt and he proceeds to milk her. And I know some of you are probably thinking, my God, that is disgusting, but think about it this way. This woman has not felt like a mother in so long. So for her to get back to that natural motherly action, she begins to feel like herself again, and she starts to build up self-confidence. So that way, one time when the son throws a bowl of hot soup at her, she goes back into the dining room with a knife and proceeds to throw it at him. Yeah, this movie just makes me feel so good about the family unit, but in a fucked up way, because the family goes on to just do horrible, horrible things to people, but they're doing it in a way that brings them closer together as a family, and just, it is a great think piece, and I find it's like one of those movies, you know, like Little Miss Sunshine, that afterwards when you watch it, you're like, I feel good now. I know you probably all think I'm fucked up for saying it, but I don't fucking give a damn. So, this movie, I think, was made in 2003. I should really research these things before I... Oh, sorry, 2001. From someone like Miike, who did Ichi the Killer and Audition, this is actually a nice, subtle piece. Because you have like stuff like Audition, which is this beautiful love story, but then it slowly inclines into creepiness up until the last 15 minutes. Then you have something like Ichi the Killer, which is so over the top with its gore and its hilarity. Then you have this, which is a really softer piece. It just goes to show that Miike, as a director, challenges himself into what everyone preconceives the conventions of natural movies or cinema, and he just tries to break down those walls and say, no, it can be extremely horrifying, but also soft at the same time. It can be extremely fucked up, but it can also be so beautiful. And I think that's what makes him a standout director, at least in my mind, out of everyone who I've had the privilege to see direct. Just because he does what is unconventional, but he does it in a good way. So there is regular Miike actors in this. The dad, I always forget what his name is. I'm going to go with Kenichi Endo. Hopefully that's him. If not, you know what? He was in Happiness of the Katakiris. He was in Audition. He played the best friend of Rao Ishibasha. He was in Happiness of the Katakiris. He played the guy who showed up at the house who was the killer, who killed his girlfriend. Yeah, he's been in like a lot of Miike stuff. There is a lot of turnaround with the Miike actors, but I find Miike picks people that suit the roles so good. So yeah. If I had to give this movie a rating out of 1 to 10, I'd probably give it a 7.5. Just due to the fact because it is kind of out there and absurdist. I know people are not gonna like it because like you read on forums, people are like, that titty milking scene is fucking disgusting. You totally miss the beauty of that scene. But again, I think that's where things get misconstrued. But it's also not his worst work. Because it's not, at least in my mind, Sukiyaki Western Django, which was just a horrible, horrible movie. So yeah, just totally watch this movie, and don't look at it as disgusting. Try to view it as from the family point of view, and I think you'll see the beauty in it, because this movie is just so beautiful. So yeah, so that was the review. Thanks to everyone who watches and subscribes to this, because I just totally did my own thing right there. As always, Matt is up tomorrow, and I will catch you guys later today on my own channel. Bye.